Hi everyone, this is Killshot99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 8. Sad news revealed. This is our extended spoiler chat. So yes, the news is getting out there. Spoiling Dead's fan page kicked it out a little bit early today, so you've probably seen it just traveling through the internet. We're going to talk about some other stuff that goes down too, but we might as well get into it. Warning! Spoilers! Sad news revealed. So don't blame me. I see a lot of you guys are having a good time here tonight, and it is the day before a holiday, so relax, kick back, have a little fun with this. But let's start with the bad news. Yes, Jesus is going to exit the show. This is it. The way it goes down is they're going to be surrounded, as we thought. There's going to be a fight, and one of the Whisperers is going to grab him, spin him around, and put a knife through his back, all the way through his chest. It is going to be rather gruesome and kind of, a little... What's the word I'm looking for? I'm not overly attached to the character Jesus, but I think anytime there's a character that dies in a heroic fashion, you feel that moment, and I think we're definitely going to feel a lot of that that loss. Even some of the average, and I'm not saying he's average, he's probably a little more than average. He's definitely not one of the A stars on the show, but dying protecting other people is a big, big deal. And, some people were talking, I think it was last night's stream, what's going to happen to him? Are they going to get him? They're going to take his body? Could he potentially be a mask? What do you guys think? You think he'll be a Pike? You think that we'll see somebody wearing the Jesus face a little bit later on? I know it's a tough thought to fathom at this point, and probably not something we want to go into the Thanksgiving holiday with. It does, Anna. I think a heroic death serves him well. Nicole, you are overly attached. Ron Burgundy says the face. What if Alpha, used the face of Jesus? Actually, there's a song that predicted this happening. I was listening to. I was talking to moderators a little bit earlier. It'd be Vermilion Part 2, right? She seems dressed in all of me. I mean, is there a more perfect lyric for, okay. Maybe that was a little too much, but I thought it appropriate. So, look, don't cry. It's not like Rick leaving the show. So, let's get to some of the spoilers tonight. We got some people, making some pumpkin pie. We got everything going on. All right. Let me get into one of the other spoilers, and then we'll go back to the Jesus death, because I know that's what a lot of you guys want to talk about. But there are some other storylines that are going to play out. One of the things that, and I don't know where I got this information. I know where I got some of the information. But some other stuff was kind of sent to me, so I don't know how valid it is. But Henry is going to blend. And I know a lot of you guys are probably like, why the hell are we talking about Henry? What does Henry have to do with anything when the Whispers are there? But Henry's kind of, he's coming into his own. He was brought up there to learn to do a little bit of trades work. And he gets in with a few other teenagers. So he gets into some moonshine. And the other part is a little bit unclear to me whether this actually happens, because it wasn't listed in Spoiling Dead's fan page. But he gets wasted and he ends up in jail. But prior to that, supposedly, some of these teenagers are torturing. They have a walker in a trap, and they're torturing it, and Henry goes down and kills the walker. And evidently they're peeing on the walker, they're doing all this stuff. And like I said, this was sent to me, so I don't know how much of that we're going to see on television. I guess it could happen that way. But because Morgan apparently taught him all life is precious, that's a little bit of the sidebar. And Enid and Alden. Who saw that coming? I guess it would be Enid and Alden would make Eden if you shipped it. And you got Eden and you got Jesus. A whole lot of stuff going on here. So let's get to the barn. Dog is able to track down Eugene. He's a good dog. Eugene is freaking out. We got some super chats. Let me get back to the spoilers because we got some super chats like going nuts in here on this pre-Thanksgiving. So let me start out. I got Scott, and he says, no, they would take his body back to Hilltop. That would be in reference to the Jesus situation. Scott, I was trying to set up my Slipknot lyrical tie-in there, but that works. Let's see here. We got some more super chats. We got Charles Thompson says, I knew he was going to die during that fight scene. Yeah, Charles, it looked... It wasn't just a fight scene. There was like one walking behind kind of staring him down. So I think several of them are walkers and they're just doing their thing, and one of them's just sort of waiting for its moment. I sort of picked up on that. Wayne Green, will the Commonwealth be introduced in Season 10? Yeah. No. Hinted at. How about introduced in 11, Wayne, and hinted at in 10? And Scott Kernan, isn't it funny how Father G leaves the door unlocked? He does. And we're going to touch on that in 1 second. And William Finney says, I think Henry dies. And Westwood Chronic. Can't wait for Enid and Alden roller skating scene. Oh, roller skating part 2. William Finney also, quick shout out to William and also Jordan, brand new Patreons. So thank you so much. Appreciate you guys, and we're just growing super, super fast. I'm going to give a special shout out to a lot of the Patreons as we get into this in a little bit. Love the reference, Westwood. That's great. And Scott had mentioned Father G. So we know that he's pissed. I mean, he's upset about Rosita. Negan is throwing jokes out at him like, I don't know which eye to look at. And Negan just can't get over himself. But then, as soon as Father G mentions Rosita, Negan sincerely looks at him and says, I'm sorry, man, didn't know. And he kind of winds it back down. So it looks as if Father G just storms off. He's too emotional and forgets to lock the cell. Or does he forget to lock the cell? Let me throw this out there. Does he do it on purpose and just make it look like he rolls away? Like it's negligence. Maybe he's just tired of dealing with Negan and he wants to give him a fresh start. I'm not predicting it. I'm just going to say. Want to get your thoughts on that. Casey said, I think he doesn't give a crap. He might not. Maybe he's like, look, just go. Why am I stuck babysitting a grown man? Just go. You've been here for 7.5 years. You're done. A lot of people are saying they don't think it's an accident. Could be on purpose. Might have hit a chord there. We've got Nizar says Whispers will wear a 999 mask instead of Jesus. You know what? I'm down for that. I am waiting for one of you to call in to Talking Dead and say, hey, this is Gamma from the 999 Army, or this is Marcus Martinez from the 999 Army. I mean, whatever. I want one of you guys. Hopefully we get that, like one of those live calls that calls in and speaks to Chris Hardwick. We need a little bit of that publicity. If you guys have not seen some of the past videos we did, our very own Hippo has actually gotten some shout-outs from Ross and Seth. So, 2 major players going forward, and they acknowledged us and gave a big shout-out. We got John Brody super chatting it on this Thanksgiving Eve. Thank you so much, John. Appreciate that. Thanks for your involvement in the channel. Thanks for being a Patreon, and thanks for being a super chatter as well. The trifecta. Card Blaster says, how does Father G know that Rosita's hurt when everything happens at Hilltop? Scouts. Probably the same scouts that C. Thomas Howell that met up with Michonne. Probably just went straight to Alexandria to tell everybody else. Will Magna be the likely one to free Negan? Wayne, at this point, she's not. Father G frees him. Apparently it's a, quote, accident, but maybe he leaves the gate open, so the jail cell is unlocked. Father G leaves, and Negan escapes. Now, we know Negan ain't going too far. The question I asked you guys last couple broadcasts is, where's he going to go? I think he's going to walk around, get some fresh air, and come back to the cell. I don't think he has anywhere else to go. Maybe Father G's hoping he's going to leave, but no. B-Core says, this wouldn't be the first time Father G forgot to shut the gate. Oh, nice shot at Father G. Yeah, he's one of those characters. When I want to like him, I don't. And when I want to not like him, I do. I just can never get a good read and a good feeling for him. Alec, hope everything in the 999. Hope everyone in the 999 Army has a happy Thanksgiving. And you know what? I think this is a great time to do two things. Number one, happy Thanksgiving, everybody, a little bit early. And number two, pike the like button for Jesus. Like for Jesus. Negan will stumble across the whispers. Jeremiah, he could. You know, when he's out kind of getting some fresh air and maybe he decides it's time to turn back, he could be watching. I mean, there's a lot of plays to this particular story. Is Thanksgiving an American Christmas? You got me with that one. Now you guys see why I don't read too many random comments. James, you just kind of floored me with that. Thanksgiving is an American Thanksgiving. And, yeah. Cal plays adult games. What's the sad news? Jesus is dead, bro. All right. Just need to let you know that. William Finney, I just want to know what happened in the 6 years. Well, William, here's the thing. We all want to know, but they're going to make us watch some mini movies in order to get that information. And I think the more questions we have, the more movies they will produce. But I'm looking forward to it, really. Scott Kernan says, however, my main question is Alpha Beta appearing in episode 8 or later. So, Scott, here's the only information. There is no confirmation that Alpha or Beta are in 8. No confirmation on that yet. Now, are they there, maybe mixed in? But do we know it's them? I mean, we might see a big walker dude and at a distance say that's Beta. But as far as an official confrontation, I don't think there's anything confirmed with that. And apparently the one who stabs Jesus is not Beta. It's kind of the one walking to the side waiting to get some action in. And really surprises him. Which, you know, it's kind of bad that one of the toughest members of you know, our team, Jesus, probably gets taken out by one of the weakest whispers. That doesn't bode well. I mean, this is just probably one of the random ones that's mixed in. This is like a private. He's not even, alpha or beta. Wait till that starts going down. Yeah, and I mean, we were on this. Just remember, and hindsight is a very interesting thing, because I've had several one-offs. Once this information, it was posted, just so you know. 2.5 months ago, maybe 3 months ago. We have talked about it in our streams from time to time, but I would still say 50% of our viewing audience and 50% of the people, tens of thousands of people that watch the videos, did not believe that Jesus was going to die, even after it was posted. So, I know many of you are going to say, I did, but many of you didn't, because they wanted him to live. So, when we saw the scene of Jesus fighting, I even said, I think that's the scene it goes down. And I still got pushed back, and people said, nope, that's not the scene. Tom Payne was filming in 15. Tom Payne is filming in 16. So I caught a lot of flack with that too. But then something happened in last week's episode. And Jesus switched roles with Tara. And I said again, Walking Dead logic. That is the death sentence right there. I said, look, we had the spoiler rumor. We had the scene right in front of our eyes. It matched. So we got two facts right there. And then you get this out of character type of thing. And I still 25% of the people said no. And then Spoiling Dead officially came out and said, this is the spoiler. And then all of a sudden, it's confirmed. Come on, you guys are killing me. We were on this. I mean, we had just like a touch to go by, and we worked it out. You guys got to believe in it. You got to believe in some of these theories. Chris Riddle says, Happy Thanksgiving. Love to kill Steph, Tommy, Kells, Emmy, and the wonderful 999 Army. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, and thank you for being a part of this 999 Army and hanging out with us and getting these theories and these predictions and working through the show. Jimmy's jamming. Kills, killing Jesus off this early, designed to inspire immediate hatred of the Whisperers right off the line. I mean, that's really a hell of a intro, seeing the war hasn't even started yet. Yes, Jimmy, it absolutely is setting a tone for the show. It is, let me kind of go back. I don't want to rehash everything that I said, but hopefully many of you remember. Now, my prediction was a little bit different. How many people remember my Billy Jack prediction? And I said Jesus would be surrounded, and he's the toughest martial artist, and he'd do a couple kicks on Beta, and Beta would probably be the one to stab him. You guys, so I wasn't 100% with that, right? But that was kind of my thing. He's going to be surrounded by a bunch of people, and he's going to be taken down. And the reason I kind of use that is the other point that I made was Jesus is the best hand-to-hand fighter they have. So, Jimmy, to your super chat point, killing the best hand-to-hand fighter they have, I think sends a very definite message to all the viewers like, whoa, this is not going to be easy. They're going to need people. And actually, I made the argument to validate Negan's forgiveness. So it was kind of one tied to another. So yes, it does happen a little bit differently than what I said, but it still happens very similar to the way we said it. And I think it does show us that I don't think it's going to have that, oh my God, Jesus is my favorite character, I love him, I'm going to miss him so much. But because he's doing something heroic, I do think it's going to be very sad. Like, wow. I was just starting to like this character, or he's innocent. He only tried to help people, that type of thing. So, but yes, it is going to send a ripple effect and show everybody. I think Emmy said it in one of the streams the other day. She goes, they are like beyond evil. We're in for a real shock here. And that's the way it gets started, so yes. Scott Kernan with a super chat said, we positive Jesus is dead or just very injured? Very dead. Gone. He's been traveling through this road too long, trying to find his way back home. Jesus is dead and gone. He's gone. Stabbed right through the chest. Not very injured. He's dead. Zach Hapgood says, do you think that the Whisperers are going to skin Jesus after he's killed? Zach, I don't think so. I kind of tied it into, Vermilion Part 2 a little bit ago, but no, I think they're going to split. I think they're going to kill him and they're going to leave. Apparently, when he dies, this is what is said. When the Whisperer stabbed Jesus, he says, you're where you do not belong. So they basically own their territory, and I think that's going to set the stage for the Pikes marking their territory. Shouldn't be there. Do not trespass. You come in, it's what's going to happen to you again. Phyllis9654 says, kills, do you think Michonne banished the Oceanside women because they killed the saviors? I am not sure. Once again, we got that 6-year time skip. I thought some of them could be merged into communities. But even if Michonne banished them, wouldn't you think that Hilltop would take a few, Kingdom would take a few? I mean, people are a resource. So maybe she banished them, but I'm not sure they're just gone and living somewhere on their own again. Some might have left with Maggie. Some might be in other communities. It's a tough call. I mean, we're really shooting in the dark here. I mean, I know some stuff about some things that are going to go down with Alpha. And it's not going to... Decapitations, making people watch decapitations, the fear, the fact that it's not just Alpha. I mean, these are things that are happening with people that report to her. We haven't even got to the leader yet. And I do think there's going to be some loss felt. Well, Viola says, do tell. I mean, one of the scenes, I mentioned it in one of the streams. I don't think I've talked about it a whole lot. But apparently, and it might be the Whisperer has the baby. I mean, apparently they go up to Hilltop and one of them has a baby, and she makes the Whisperer leave her baby to be eaten by walkers. Now, it doesn't happen that way, but she's like, they go back. I think that is the same one when they get back to the Whisperer camp that they supposedly hold her boyfriend down and make him watch why Alpha decapitates her and passes the head around and then stabs her boyfriend to death. I mean, this is like Norman Bates. This is like psycho horror stuff that is going to be on television. Now, that's one part of it. So one, her baby's left for dead. Number two, and I'm not sure if it's the same one, but I think it is. I think that's the way she punishes her for that situation. I've just heard it's someone. I didn't hear it was the one who had the baby. But yeah, that's sending a message to everybody. And, here we are again. Not only are they sick, but they're leading the same way that Negan did. You step in line, and it's okay, but you get a little bit out of line, even a little bit out of line, and I'm going to make an example out of you. So it's like Negan Part 2, but just more brutal. Ziglet has a very good question here. Are they too brutal for TV? Yes. Some parts of the story are too brutal and too controversial for TV. But they will push the edge. They will push it to a point where you'll feel it. And I think we're all going to get to experience that this week with the way that Jesus dies. But just keep in mind, some of the things that they have to deviate in the story, they're going to compensate with more death and more violence. And who's the bodyguard for Michonne? Long-haired dude. I don't know his name right off the top of my... I mean, some of you guys, I'm sure, you're going to drill down really quickly. The one that keeps talking to Yumiko. DJ. Yeah, JT, JD, DJ. DJ. Sounds right. Look, I could care less if he dies. I mean, I'm going to be honest. If the Whisperers kill him, it's going to do nothing for me. So, I don't think it's going to be a bunch of... I would consider him a C character at this point. I don't think the Whisperers are killing C characters. I think they're killing people that... Now that they made it an ensemble and we're not too attached to any one person, well, Daryl, Carol, they get a pass. But there's a lot of people that are on the chopping block that we're going to miss that I think are gone. I'm going to touch on that one second because I got Scott super chatting and says, wait till Negan beheads Alpha in season 10. Be satisfying. Well, Scott, here's my question. How do you know that Negan's going to behead Alpha? How do you know that Alpha's going to die? This is going to be right up Gamma's alley. I love asking questions. Right? I mean, I know the answer to the question when I ask it. Because it happens in the comics. How do you even know Alpha's going to die? What if there is no Commonwealth? What if the Whisperers just take over and it's the end of the Walking Dead? And this goes on for 2 years and they just can't fight it. They lose. I know. Nobody wants to hear that. Because the first thing that we're going to get is, well, Negan's going to take care of Alpha. And then some people are going to say, well, no, you know what? Daryl could get his arc. What if they just change the arc altogether? Remains to be seen. And I'm not predicting that. I'm just saying that that's a prime example of we use the comics as a roadmap. Scott, oh no, you're not going old man Judy theory, are you? Everyone dies in Walking Dead except for Judy. So we went from Rick being in a coma to old man Carl theory, and now we're at old woman Judy theory. I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna sign my name to that one. I'm gonna hold off on that. William Finney says, I haven't read the comics, so this is killing me. Yeah. Is this a bad time to say comic spoilers, I guess? Yeah, there's a lot of comic information that's out there. William, I have not read that far into the comics either, but I just know what happens. You know what? I do. That's not unpopular, Scott. Scott super chatting says, as well as old Carol and old Daryl. You know what? Ezekiel's out of the picture. They've always been there for each other. Saith Henry. Well, it's the next wave. They can't time skip too much because they're going to time skip right out of the popular characters. So part of the intent, and I love the way Angela Kang did this, wasn't her choice. Obviously, Andrew decided to leave the show, but him leaving the show has opened up the door for a lot of other actors to split the responsibilities and get airtime. And I do think that if you're going to kill off some of the B-listers, now's a good time. If you want to kill off a Rosita, you want to kill off a Jesus, now's probably a good time where you're doing a little mini reset. You got other people ready to step up to get a little bit more airtime. Daryl's going to be more evident. Michonne's going to be more evident. Carol, Magna's group. Westwood Chronic, Tara will outlive everybody. She's the C-3PO of The Walking Dead. T-3PO. No joke, Westwood. I think the more venom that comes out against Tara, I think the more likely they are to keep her alive. Because I know for the last 3 years, I probably heard her name more than any, like, Tara needs to go. Tara has no story. And she just keeps on surviving it. They just keep giving her more. So, yeah, she's the cure. Jimmy's jamming. I thought it was Tara who survives the entire apocalypse. Nice. That was like a 1-2 punch there. You guys, Westwood, Jimmy, you guys comparing notes? So that's like a 2-for-1 super chat. Catnat, you don't have to be sorry for liking Tara. I mean, there's a lot of people who like her, but there's a lot of people who just think her story is done. I mean, to be honest, there's several characters whose story's done, not just her. Then if you really like her, then the fact that they're keeping her alive, you should be very happy. Because her story just gets expanded. Only 2 characters who are confirmed to live through S9, Scott, and that would be Carol and Daryl. Well, it's funny, okay? It's funny how things happen. And look, I by no means want to go back and make this stream about Tara, but let me say this. This is what the writers have done. Do you guys remember just last season when Tara's sole purpose was to kill Dwight and they were out in the woods and she had a shot on him and couldn't kill him? And at that point, it was like, Tara's done. There's not much story left. She's not going to make it but a couple more episodes. So let's look what has happened since then. And her and Rosita don't hit it off, but the next thing you know, this is talking about being in position for a major promotion. She's not even on the radar at Hilltop. She is Alexandria. But then the next thing you know, Maggie's gone and she's second in charge. Jesus dies by a whisper, and now she's leading the Hilltop. Tara went from being out in the woods wanting to stalk Dwight and kill him, and people thinking she was leaving the show, to Queen of the Hilltop all of a sudden. Happens fast. Based on that logic, DJ could be running Alexandria in about 5 episodes. All you got to do is Michonne leave, one person die, and next thing you know, DJ, who we don't even really know, is running the show. So, and look, I'm not saying she doesn't earn it. I think she's a great actor, but I'm just saying it's a relatively meteoric rise. Couple more plots I want to jump into, because really good chat, really good super chat topics as well tonight. So I did ask for something last night. Do you guys remember what I asked for with The Walking Dead? There's one thing that I said I would absolutely love. And I got a Logan says, if they remix the piked heads, who can you see being the number 2, not Rosita or Eugene? I think they go differently for TV and surprise us. I still don't think Rosita's going to make it this season. I really don't. I have more Walking Dead logic. Oh, there we go. Somebody was listening. Ron Burgundy was listening. The Dwarf of the Wild was listening. There you go. Okay, you guys remember. Sorry, I'm bouncing around a little bit. So the one thing I said is I love cliffhangers. So yes, the episode will end, and according to Spoiling Dead's fan page, it says a gigantic cliffhanger. So I'm going to read this line for line. This is the queens over at Spoiling Dead's fan page, Ninja Pancake and Shiny Firefly. I love fireflies and pancakes, 2 of my most favorite things. This is their quote. How does it end? On a gigantic cliffhanger after Jesus is killed, everyone else goes to examine one of the dead walkers. They discover that the walker is really a person, but is wearing a zombie skin. Then, I'm gonna read it like Vincent Price or something. Then, the whisper heard that had previously retreated starts to circle back toward them once again. You can hear them whispering things along the lines of, "They're trapped. Let's get them." It's super creepy. There you go. So, I had to do it like in my suspenseful voice there. So, that is the cliffhanger. And you know what that means? That means that we've got about 6 or 7 weeks of predictions and spoilers and holiday stuff. I mean, we'll take a couple days off. Look, we're not going to be doing this like all the way through the holidays. We will do our thing, but it's just going to be a lot of chat topic, and I love chat topic. I love, when we get into the good ideas and talking about how it's going to go down in the second half. Wait, Fluff? Yucky sounding? I can't believe Fluff just called me yucky sounding. I got a message not too long ago, Fluff, that said my voice could melt butter, and you say it's yucky. So I'm just taken aback right now. All right. Moving on to serious topics, we got Phoenix. What's up, Phoenix Black? Thank you so much. Glad to be able to catch the live stream. I listen to this channel at work all the time. It rocks. Thank you so much. Appreciate you listening to the playback, and I'm glad you got a chance to be here live. You know what I'm actually more proud of is the fact that you're listening live and typing, because you'd be surprised how many people say, Kills, I watch you live a lot, and I just don't, I haven't spoken, I haven't typed a whole lot. I'm going to ask you guys, I know I can't call on everybody. Obviously, Super Chats is going to light up my screen, and I'm going to call on Super Chats, but I also try to get another 25 or 30 like random comments in there, maybe even more. But there's a lot of people that you shouldn't be afraid to type anything here. Because one thing that we do is we try to keep it fairly drama-free. We don't want people, look, I mean, all of us say silly things from time to time. But I don't want anybody to be afraid to come up with their theory or their idea. That's all. So appreciate that. Appreciate you being a part of it. Thanks for super chatting, and thanks for speaking up a little bit. That's what makes our team. If it's just me doing the talking and none of you guys are participating, it's gonna be a real boring time. I might as well just go in another room and talk to myself. I got to interact with you guys. So thank you. You know, it scares me a little bit when Gamma says be back, because, you know, anytime a whisper like disappears for a little bit, you just, yeah. You don't know who's going to be the next one to go. Oh, Nerd Life. Was that you last night that used the word theory? Just trying to recollect our conversation from the day before. You didn't get crucified last night. I called on you. That's, you know, I get complaints sometimes when people say, Kills, you don't acknowledge me, and then I acknowledge, and then, you know, he didn't like the way I acknowledged him. Get in the game, man. We're all going to participate. No, I appreciate that. We just had to clarify. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't trust this Gamma guy. You got to watch out. It's all in fun, man. But I will say, when Spoiling Dead says it, even if it's a strong hint, they're usually pretty good. Jimmy, you know, it's funny because I might miss some conversation, but boy, when it's a really nice compliment, I usually don't miss those. I don't know what it is. Like, my eyes go to the nice compliments. Jimmy Coonan says, Kills, you have a very nice radio voice. When is your early morning show start? Friday. I'll do an earlier stream on Friday. Maybe even a midday stream. I am going to try to do 2 live streams that we'll have some good stuff to talk about. It really is. I would say in any given live stream, there's 3,000 to 4,000 comments that are typed. I mean, it's a lot. You guys can see how it streams, and especially if it's something I ask, like a quick pulse survey, or we ask a quick question, like this. Watch how many comments we get with this, and you'll see. Like 500 people simultaneously typing. So we know for a fact that, actually, you know what? Thomas D, I think that is I've addressed this a couple times, but I do want to ask this. You know what? I'll use that. Thomas D says, anybody rather not have spoilers? Curious. I'll be the first person to answer it and say me. I would rather not have spoilers. As much as I respect the people that get the spoilers and post it, I'm not a fan of them. So it sounds hypocritical, right? Or at a minimum, contradictory of what we do. But they're out there. So when they're out there and people are talking about it, we're going to talk about it as well. So what we try to do is sort of pattern our streams around when we know the spoilers are coming out. So we'll lead up to something. We'll get to a point of, okay, we're going to do our predictions. We don't know what's going to happen. We're going to do a few more theories. We don't know what's going to happen. And then usually Thursday or Friday when the spoilers come out, we go back and we compare. It's like, hey, we got this. We were way off on this. So it's almost like you get the answers to, you're guessing all week long, and then you get the answers to sort of confirm it before you watch it. Plus, the spoilers do desensitize you a little bit, but if there were no spoilers, I would be okay with that. But the fact that they're there, we use them, I think, for benefit. So, yeah, either way. Amy Ferrero says, kills and mods, stand at job as usual. Thank you. Appreciate that. It's a good question, though. And thank you for that as well, Amy. And also we got Travis Jaquette says, $5. That's what Travis says. Travis, where's your question? I think you hit the enter button too soon. One thing I would say, if you guys do a super chat, and a lot of people come in and they'll just do a donation. Thank you. But always try to get a comment in there or something. You know, even if it's just like, hey, what's up? Or thanks to the mods or happy Thanksgiving. Because I really like reading the comment and seeing the comment a part of the video. Mystic says, can I get a RIP in chat from my boy Jesus? You know what? We can do that, right? Because a lot of people are still coming in here. So if you guys can make that the super chat spotlight, and those of you that are Jesus fans, just a quick RIP Paul, RIP Jesus. So some people watching the playback, because I had 4 or 5 people already come in and say, okay, Kills, what's the sad news? Well, you need to watch the whole video. You know what? I should say the sad news is you were not here from the beginning listening and hanging out with us, and you just came in midstream and asked what the sad news is. That's what the sad news is. But we'll get a lot of people to watch the playback too. Super chat is for the like button and for the army. You know what? Thank you, Scott. So while we're getting at RIP, once again, some of you guys that came in a little bit late, do me a favor, pike the like button. And if you're brand new, if this is the first time you've been here, if you've had a good time, you like hanging out with us, subscribe, come back. A lot of people don't understand the YouTube game. Us YouTubers, you could have 1,000 subscribers or 1,000,000 subscribers, and there's no compensation for subscribers. The reason why we want more subscribers is because we want more participation. It's more people to talk. It's more people to hang out with. It's more theories. It's more comments. It's more reminders. So if you guys ever hear me say, hit the like button or the dislike button, either one, hit either one. Just, we want to see how we're doing. It's a scorecard for me. But, obviously we used to do these things with 20 people. We've had as many as 3,000, 3,500 people on a live stream, usually 400 to 500 on a good night. So, and we've consistently grown. And we grow with good people. So one thing I can promise you is if you're here in this stream, you will hang out with some of the best Walking Dead fans you'll ever find. And you won't have to worry about getting trolled because it's not what we do. A couple more super chats. Kay Hensley says, Lydia was saved by one whisperer, not alpha or beta. Kay, I'm assuming that is a comic reference, and I don't know. So I appreciate that, but I'm not that far in. I will be, by the time we get to February and we get back to Walking Dead, I should be caught up with another 30 episodes of the comics. So I'll be a little bit more in tune with that. The only thing I know is that apparently Michonne kidnaps Lydia. And there's going to be a reason. Steph the Cuervo Queen. I am thankful for our army. Loves to the army. Love that. We got a moderator super chat saying basically happy Thanksgiving to everybody and what we're thankful for. 1189 Paris. I'm way behind here. See, you guys can see how many comments are in here now. 1189 Paris says, too bad Maggie's not there for Jesus' death. She's going to get a letter, and when the letter finally gets to her, that's going to be interesting to see how long is she gone. I like that, Paris. I want to talk about that 1 second. Capo from Mars. No Jesus and Aaron relationships they were setting up. Well, I guess people jumped the gun on that. They assumed they were out there hanging out in the woods, that it was more than just friendship. And it looks like it was just friendship and training and just mutual respect for each other. Not everybody that hangs out together grows into a relationship. Jason Mixologist Daily says, Kills, did you notice that Daryl had 2 X's on his back? I did notice that. Maybe Father G was the one putting the X's, and he, his bad eye didn't get the right spot. No, that's wrong. I just went Negan mode. I followed in Negan's footsteps. I don't think Father G is the resident tattooer. Julie McGuire says, yes, Negan is free. He is. But, Julie, will he go back and pretend like he's not free? I don't think he's running anywhere. I think he's getting his meals and he doesn't have anybody to lead. Amy Ferrero, stream kept me going while making the dressing. Amy, I got to be honest. I don't like dressing. I like stovetop stuffing, but I've never been a fan of dressing. But I'm glad the stream was playing, and hopefully it'll be awesome dressing. Walking Dead Nerd, Kills. Travis' question was, who will replace Jesus? No one. Tara takes over the hilltop. I guess the question would be taken over in what regard? I guess from a leadership standpoint, they were already moving him out because he didn't want to be the leader and Tara was doing most of the work. So from that regard, no big deal. They've already got somebody that can step up, and she'll probably honestly do it a little bit better because he seemed like he was just kind of, just blowing everything off, nonchalant. From a character standpoint, I think Magnus Crew is going to get a lot of airtime. Saiyan, Raised on Earth, says, is it specifically said Jesus dies late to the stream? In the comics, Aaron is the one who gets stabbed in the same way, but he does survive. It is specifically said Jesus dies. It is confirmed through Spoiling Dead's fan page. So he is gone. Travis, Jaquette says, okay, there you go. Now I see it. All right, we're all over the place. So he typed it, then it got super chatted, and then he super chatted again. So it's like a double super chat. Travis, I guess just to kind of reiterate what I just said, Tara takes over the hilltop. Jesus character. The nice thing about not getting to know Jesus, I guess, if there is some silver lining to this, is they didn't develop the character as much as they could have. So it's not going to be as big of a loss as it could have been. I'm not saying it's going to be just minor. I think it is going to be impactful, but it ain't going to be like a Carol or a Michonne or a Negan or a Maggie or nothing like that. Spoiling Dead has been wrong, but it's very rare. There you go. So, apparently, War logged into our chat and said, who cares what happens in the show? The show is garbage. Well, you will not be joining us again, my friend. War, if you're still here, go ahead and hit the dislike button because, that's what people do that don't like the show or don't like our stream. I'm fine. It won't kill me if you dislike the video. Go right ahead. Get it all out of your system. I have never in my life walked in McDonald's and said, I hate Big Macs. Who cares? Why are you eating Big Macs? If you don't like it, don't watch it. Popping in one of our live streams because you see a whole lot of people here, it's not doing us any service. Just go. Show is awesome. I love people when they say, well, I'm a fan of the show, but I don't like it. Well, if you're a fan of the show, you probably like it. You might not like everything that happens on the show, but generally to be a fan, you've got to like it. Jimmy's jamming. Well, it sucks to lose Rick and Jesus, so it better pay off keeping Negan alive. Can't wait to see what he'll do. We are spoiled. Let me say that, and let me say it where it kind of hits home. You've got all these great characters that we grow to love. Walking Dead sometimes is their own worst enemy. They make us love these characters. And then they got so many good ones that they can't show them. But they keep paying them. Right? Like any business. And they can't put them all out there and tell the story of every person at the same time. You got Eugene, you got Rosita, you got Father G, you had Maggie, you had Rick, you got Michonne, you got Judy, you had Carl for a time. And then what happens is you get like, well, we haven't seen such and such in a while. And they can't tell the story of everybody. So you have to cycle these characters out. But we're spoiled, right? We love our characters and we never want them to go. Oh, you can't kill such and such. But they have to. I mean, I know what I'm saying is common sense, but part of it is we got to let these characters go. So when Jesus leaves, the way I look at it, because I'm a fan of the show and not just a fan of the individual characters themselves, I want to see the next person. I want to see Daryl get more story. I want to see him more involved. So we got William Finney. That is, see, you come in and start talking trash about The Walking Dead. I got people that will super chat that. Thank you so much, William. Thanks for supporting this 999 Army. So, how many people, let me ask this, if you were a business owner and Daryl was making in the neighborhood of $500,000 per episode last season, how many people thought, based on the airtime, Norman Reedus was overpaid? Based on the amount of scenes that he did, that he was making too much money? If you were a business owner. Right. Way overpaid. Doesn't mean he's not worth it. But if you're going to pay somebody that type of money, he needs more face time. You can't just keep paying these actors that much salary and not make them a central part of the story. Mystic says, will we see Lucille victim for a whisper? Notice I had to take a deep breath with this one. Lucille is a very delicate conversation. Lucille is Negan's power, but Lucille at the same time is a reminder of all the pain and all the anguish that everybody was put through. So I'm struggling with this. Part of me would not mind seeing Negan swing Lucille and feel like he's getting his power back and taking it out on these people that are trying to kill everybody. Part of me is going to think that Michonne, Rosita, anybody that sees this would just automatically have resentment for him. It's a tough situation. I don't feel comfortable answering that right now. My gut instinct tells me that they need to move on past Lucille. That it's too much of a harsh reminder. That's what I would say. I would say Negan needs to find power in Judith and other people he wants to protect, and I would rather see Negan fight in a different way with something other than Lucille. If I had to bet on it, I'd say Lucille's will not be a major comeback. I think that'll go away and he'll have another weapon of choice. They already did it with Daryl, so I think they could do it with Negan. Saying raised on earth, Father G always leaving the gate open, shaking my head. What do you think Negan does first? Does he do good or bad? Does he even know Rick died? Does he retrieve Lucille and his leather jacket, etc.? I think Negan is just going to do something silly or funny or minor. I don't know. That's just me. I think that is a good super chat spotlight. I'm going to ask each of you. Please follow up on that super chat. What do you think Negan will do first? Maybe look for one of his wives? What do you think he's going to do first when he gets out of jail? And I'm going to jump to a couple more super chats. I want to get some of these comments in part of this video. Fight, save Judith, find Lucille, eat some good food, maybe go and grab a tomato off the vine, pick some strawberries, make a joke. Spaghetti. Go make some spaghetti for Judith. I like that. So good comments. All right, let me get a couple more super chats here because we are coming up on an hour. You guys are extremely, extremely active now. I'm having a great time with this group. One of the better groups we've had. Scott Kernan says, what characters besides Rosita could end up on the pike? Ezekiel. Jerry. Alden. It's a good question. I'm going to pose that to the group as well, too, here in a second. Delta Outlaw 93, super chatting, says I'm late. It's okay. Watch the playback, Delta. It's only an hour. You can do it. Some late night viewing. All right, some really, really good comments. So, do a quick pulse survey of the group. I like that, Michael. I'm predicting Alden will end up there too. I think his relationship with Enid won't last very long. All right, so now is the moment of truth. Jesus will probably not end up on a pike. I think they'll probably try to get the body out of there. But, big question for everybody. Who is the next character? Doesn't have to be on a pike, however they die. In your opinion, who is the next character on The Walking Dead to die after Jesus? Got some people saying Rosita. Ron says Rosita. Father G, Rosita. Rosita, Father G. Sheila's like Tara. It ain't going to be Tara. They're not losing everybody from the hilltop. The King. Yeah, I don't know if it'll be a minor character, but I do think Rosita is... I don't see a scenario where she makes it past this season. Awesome, awesome stuff. And somebody mentioned this a little bit earlier. Wow. Time absolutely flies. We've hit an hour, so we are winding down. I want to make a couple announcements, though, if you guys do have a couple minutes. One, 11 months has just been phenomenal so far. I mean, we're almost through November, and I know this is a time where everybody gets all sappy. I want to say, of all the things we are thankful for, I am extremely thankful for each and every one of you. You guys are absolutely amazing. We added the goals down at the bottom left-hand corner. We've made tremendous progress, and there was a time when we were doing these streams where some of those goals seemed very unrealistic. When we were about 40,000 subs, it was like, yeah, wow, we got 40,000 people. That's really cool. And the next thing you know, it's like 50, 55. We put some of the goals together. It was like, it's going to take forever to get there. But 100,000 subs, and we have hit over 81,000. And not just that, it's the amount of retention. Our videos... We do hour-long videos, and the amount of time people spend in our videos and interacting is absolutely amazing. So I want to thank you guys for that. Also, when we put together a fan page on Facebook, it was 100, 150, and it was a nice, comfortable group. And there was always the challenge of how do we grow this to get more quality people in there. And 719, I mean, we're pushing 1,000 people, so that was one of our goals too. And then our Patreon site, you see some that have been up there for a long time: Steph, Jamie Jordan, Emmy, BK, Lynn Meyer. So many people have been there for a year, over a year. And we're up to 71 Patreons as well. So we'd put a goal up there as 100. And I think within a few months that all these goals are going to be right within there, within our sites. And none of that would be possible without each and every one of you. You guys participate. You tell people about it. I've gotten recommendations of other people. So I'm extremely thankful. Thank you so much. I hope each and every one of you have a wonderful and happy Thanksgiving. We will not be streaming tomorrow. If we do, it'll be a quick happy Thanksgiving surprise video, but it won't be a real stream. And also, we'll be back on Friday. I'm going to try to do at least 2 streams on Fridays. I'm not going to tell you the times. If you get a chance to get in, get in. There'll be some quick chats, but I do want to stream sometime on Friday while some people are in between shopping. And we will be doing our Saturday morning thing and also Sunday. And, of course, Sunday night we'll do our countdown. Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate everything that you guys do. You're absolutely amazing. I'm glad I can be a part of your pre-Thanksgiving celebration. So I do want to give a shout-out, as I said, to all the patrons in the upper left-hand corner. We continue to grow. 2 newest patrons yesterday, William Finney and also Jordan. Thank you for coming on board the team. If you guys are interested in being a Patreon, there's a link down below. Our sponsors in the top right-hand corner, you can see they are in green. And our moderators, Emmy, Steph, Tommy, Kells, absolutely wonderful. There were a billion super chats tonight. Unbelievable how much interaction, how many super chats. So I'm going to try to get through this really, really quickly. Scott Kernan, Charles Thompson, Wayne Green, William Finney, Westwood Chronic, Nizar, John Brody, B-Core, Alec, who else we got? Chris Riddle, Jimmy's Jammin', Zach Hapgood, Phyllis, 9654, and several people with multiple. Phoenix Black, thank you. Thomas D., Amy Ferrero, Travis Jaquette, Mystics, Kay Hensley, Steph the Cuervo Queen, 1189 Paris, Capo from Mars, Julie McGuire, Walking Dead Nerd, Saying Raised on Earth, and Delta Outlaw, and Emmy Desiree Bacon. Super chatting. Happy Thanksgiving to all my turkeys. Gobble, gobble. Tommy, the Man Bun McCandless. Thankful for the group that we have. I do love me some Man Bun. That's if you guys have not noticed the new nickname. And we just got to get him to wear one. And I think it's perfect timing. So showing the love for Jesus character, Tommy Man Bun McCandless. And we got Scott Kernan. Can you make a thank you list for super chatters? Scott, I don't think I could make a list of all the super chatters because it's a lot. It would take up the entire screen. And it's constantly changing. So I'm just going to keep doing the shout outs to the super chatters. But you guys are a huge part of what we do, and thank you. Not only for your contribution, but it really livens up the conversation. So I love that we get on topic, and a super chatter will jump in, and then we kind of jump over that topic. Thank you so much, John Brody. We're going to wind this thing down because if I don't, there's going to be more and more people super chatting, and we're going to get one of those competition things that, yeah, you guys remember that, and it took an extra 30 minutes for us to wind up. It's like, thank you, Joe. Appreciate that. Just got in from work. Can you tell me what the sad news is? Joe, you got to watch the playback. But the sad news is that Jesus is dead. He officially died. So, all right, everybody. Thank you so much. Best wishes to everybody. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Be happy, be healthy. Appreciate your family. This is a good time. And your extended family, 999 Army. And I will see everybody on Friday. Thanks again, everybody. Peace.